Over 50% of young people attend university, and then around 95% of these people have to take a student loan to afford the tuition fees and living costs. That includes most people that I know, and myself. But after graduation, should people make early repayments to clear their student debt sooner? Or should they stick to the income-based repayment plan set by the government, accumulating more interest? Before answering this question, hit the like button if you use a student loan as well. Then I'll quickly summarise how student loan repayments work in England. There are two student loan plans which work slightly differently. Plan 1 is for anyone who started an undergraduate course in the UK before the 1st of September 2012, and Plan 2 is for anyone who started on or after then. The interest charged on Plan 2 loans is significantly higher, with the max currently at 5.6% compared with 1.1% for Plan 1. The Plan 1 interest rate is calculated using the Bank of England's base rate plus 1%. So the base rate is currently 0.1%, which gives an interest rate of 1.1%. The Plan 2 interest rate is calculated based on how much you earn. If you earn less than £27,295, then the interest is simply the RPI rate, which is inflation, currently at 2.6%. If you make over £49,131 a year, then the interest is RPI plus 3%, so 5.6%. The interest rate scales up between 2.6 and 5.6% if you earn between £27,296 and £49,130. The earliest you start paying is the April after you leave your course, so 4 years after starting. For example, if you graduated in June 2020, the earliest you'll start paying is April 2021. The amount you pay is solely based on your income, not the amount owed. On Plan 1, you repay 9% of your income over £19,895 a year, and on Plan 2, it's 9% of your income over £27,295 a year. So for example, if you have a Plan 2 loan and earn £27,295 a year, you won't pay a penny of your student loan back. If you're earning £30k a year, you pay back 9% of £2,705, so £245, which is just over £20 a month. If you earn £40k a year, you're paying £95 a month, and if you earn £50k a year, it becomes £170 a month. So the amount you repay is solely based on your income above the threshold, not the amount that is owed. So the repayment will be identical regardless if you owe £500 or £150k. This is important to realise as no other loans really work like this. The best way to view a student loan is not really as a loan or debt, but as a tax. An additional tax for graduates who in return attend university for free and statistically are more likely to earn significantly more money throughout their working career. There are several reasons why people may consider making early student loan repayments. For example, when people start earning more money and so paying a greater proportion of their wage as student loan repayment, or graduate tax as we put it earlier, a natural reaction is to want to reduce their taxes and increase their take-home pay. Paying off the entirety of a student loan will achieve this, increasing the take-home pay by a few percentage points. Some people will hate having debt to their name and so will just want to clear their student debt as quickly as possible using early repayments. And finally, some people may make early repayments to pay back less overall, as the loan will accumulate less interest if paid off sooner. But does it make sense to repay your student loan early? For anyone on a Plan 1 loan, the answer is no. The loan's interest rate is so low that there is never a situation where it makes sense to pay it off early. It's lower than inflation, meaning that the real value of the loan decreases as time progresses. But what about people on Plan 2 loans? Well, probably not. Here's why. So student loan debt is literally the best debt that you can get. The repayments are dependent on your income above the threshold, and it also gets wiped after 30 years if you haven't paid it all off. That's a great deal for the students. And most people do not pay off all their debt in full. The government only expects 25% of people to pay off their debt in entirety, so 75% of people will not. It does not make sense to pay off the debt early unless you're going to pay off the debt in full anyway through the salary repayment plan, so if you're part of the 25%. But how do you know if you're going to be part of the 25%? The thing is you don't. Even if you're in the top 25% of earners now, or on the trajectory to become one, future income is never guaranteed. Life and our futures are full of unknown variables, each of which ends up having a different effect on us. For example, the great innovations that we see in technology and AI are rapidly changing entire industries. The job you're doing now may not exist in the future, meaning you have to retrain and potentially take a pay cut. Personal circumstances can change, for example, having a child or becoming a carer, so unable to focus on your career and earn as much money. Or even your priorities and morals may change in the future. You may quit your high-flying banking job to become a volunteer at the local nursery. The point is, life changes unexpectedly, so it can be a bit of a gamble to think that you are going to be a high earner for many years into the future. As the government knows that most people won't repay all their loans from salary repayments, they try and subtly encourage people to make early repayments. When going to log in to view your student loan balance, they push a quick and easy method for making a repayment before you even sign in, to try claw back as much of the loans as possible. Also, it cannot be ruled out that a radically left-wing government gets into power that pledges to cancel everyone's student debt. While I can't really ever see this happening myself, it is possible for sure, and it would be such a great shame for this to happen just after you've unnecessarily paid off your entire student loan early. Making early student loan repayments may also be a bad idea because you can get more value from your extra money by investing it in the markets rather than paying down the debt. The interest rate is 5.6%, whereas you can expect to achieve around a 7 to 8% return from the stock market over a long time period. As the return you gain from investing is more than the interest on the debt, it makes more sense to put that money to work in the market. This logic can be applied to all debt repayments. For example, if you have a credit card debt at 20% interest, you should absolutely prioritise paying this debt down early rather than investing any money in the stock market due to the higher rate. To summarise the video, paying off a student loan early is taking a big bet that you will maintain a high income over a long period of time. For the vast majority of people, it does not make sense to do so. However, of course, nothing said in this video is financial advice, it's just my opinion. But if you're interested in more personal finance and investing content from me, then hit the subscribe button. Have a good day.